Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope all is well with you and yours. What's good, what's good, what's good? So we've got a lot of news to cover today. Obviously, the market is not doing all that well. I'm in a little bit of a rush because we had a lot of work to do. So I might not be able to go over all the numbers the way we normally do. Let's start with massive crypto liquidations, raised bear market fears. About 1.5 billion. You guys have to remember that when I'm reading my notes, I've published an article already, right? 9 times out of 10, there's already an article on the site that's covering the topic. Control H, there you go. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about that, but we came back a little bit, right? So when I think about how much we've come back, how much we've recovered a little bit, I'm kind of like, that could be interesting. And the reason why I say it's interesting is because normally you wouldn't recover so quickly, right? You'd be like, well, we've only got, but so much steam left in it. What the heck is that? I don't use Wallet Investor, whatever. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. I at least want to have the prices in front of me, the numbers in front of me so we can actually see what's going on. So Bitcoin is back at about almost $89,000, 88,890. Now you have to recall, we actually hit as low as 85,000. So to be back up that much, not a bad move for right now. But I mean, you're only up, 1.22% for the whole, I'm looking at the numbers, for the whole 24 hours. That's not a recovery, right? Ethereum being back at 2480 is up 4.8%. So that's actually interesting because it says that, Ethereum's, fighting. It doesn't mean it's doing well. For year to date, it's down 25.57%. Anyway, GameStop is actually considering using its $5 billion in cash to actually buy some Bitcoin. I think it would be highly doubtful that they would use that whole sum. But do I think that they would use a little bit of it? I think so. So Strive Asset Management proposed that GameStop convert nearly $5 billion of its cash reserves into Bitcoin, arguing it would establish the company as a leading Bitcoin treasury in gaming. And the CEO has responded to something like that. I think it's at least under consideration, right? It would be a smart thing, but if you look at what's there, I just want you to listen to this again. Bitcoin treasury, a leading Bitcoin treasury in gaming. I'm sorry. Why is that a big deal? A leading, what does that mean? Bitcoin treasury? Are you serious? If I'm going to invest in Bitcoin, I'm going to invest in Bitcoin because I have a reason. Not because I want some kind of fake moniker like that. They're thinking that using the strategy, because they changed their name, would be a good thing, right? So you'd be able to go in and you'd be able to buy some Bitcoin and all of a sudden everybody would buy your stock because you bought Bitcoin. It's worked with many companies out there, Similar Scientific, Metaplanet. There are a lot of companies out there that have done that and they've seen their stock rise just because of that. And that's what they want. That's what Strive Asset Management wants. I'm not mad at them. I just don't think that there's a huge amount of rah-rah around it, right? So that's one. Then you've got Vietnam prioritizing AI and blockchain tech for their digital transformation. That is huge news. Most people are going to sit there and kind of go, what do I care what Vietnam does? The reason why you care what another country does is because it can affect your country. That's why you care. That's why you care. And let me tell you something, there's a lot. There's a lot right there in that story that tells you, yeah, we should probably be paying attention to that. And the reason why is because that means you have yet another country that's embracing the latest and greatest in technology, including blockchain. They're not saying that, oh, we want to invest. They're saying we want to use it. We want to integrate it. That's the difference. I told you there's something about, an investor, and a user. Somebody that's actually going to use, or an entity that's going to use Bitcoin, use crypto, use blockchain, that's going to help drive price up. It also helps to further root crypto around the world. That's what makes it a big deal. Singapore establishes a new payment oversight entity amid digitalization boom. What does that say to you? It's saying that they're trying to maneuver their government so that they can properly regulate blockchain tech. And I want you to think about that. Amid digitalization boom. What is that? That's also another term used when you're integrating blockchain tech. I'm just saying, there are a lot of things that we should be paying attention to, and that's one of them. We should probably be looking at that, looking at all of these things as new opportunities, right? When I look at it, I sit there and I go, that's going to be good because it's going to play out in the future. And you can put that on your calendar as, these are the things that we're expecting, and these are the things that are expecting on specific days or within specific weeks. Because that'll give you an idea about this. You're not going to be able to call a market, but if you start keeping a calendar, you'll start being able to understand how the market is moving. I keep telling you guys about that rhythm. I want to understand the rhythm of coins. News like this out of Vietnam, news like this out of Singapore tells me that there's a future in crypto that goes beyond the cursory investment. And I don't care how much money you've got invested in crypto. If you're not integrating the technology, you're just investing. Now, I'm not talking about the regular retail person like me who's going out there and investing in Bitcoin. I'm talking about institutions, companies, governments. I'm talking about those because they need the most help, right? I mean, I know it sounds kind of mean, but it's not. I'm being real. I'm being as honest as possible. You know, I mean, they do need help. You know, I'm just preparing all the windows, so don't mind me, because I do want to go through the numbers and everything else. Then we've got on top of that, Ethereum Foundation leadership reshuffles as Miyaguchi takes over. That's a big deal because the Petra upgrade is in full bore right now. They're going through all that, and there have been some missteps by the Ethereum Foundation. So that's why there's a shakeup there. Trust me when I tell you, I do not think it's something to worry about. I think it's actually good move type stuff. That's what I think of. All right. I have the numbers up and ready to rock. That is a good thing. That is a very good thing. Because you know me, I like going over the numbers with you guys. It keeps us abreast, and it kind of puts a timestamp on everything, right? It kind of says, this is what happened on these days, and that's really what we want to pay attention to. The SEC is reviewing a proposal for Ethereum ETFs to earn staking rewards. Yeah, it's about time. They've been asking for it for a long time, and they're finally getting to it. Hester Pierce and her team are looking at it too. That's a very big deal. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's got to be a way to earn money while you're invested in something. You can do it with stocks. You can do it a whole lot of other things. Can you do it? Wait a minute. Can you do it with stocks? I have to look that up. I don't think you can do staking with stocks, but it's a way for you. Actually, you can, because it's called leverage, because you can leverage your portfolio, which is basically staking. And you can kind of do the same thing with this. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, that's actually a really good idea. A really good idea. What would be a better idea is allowing a mixed bag of cryptos into a single ETF, the same way you would with stocks. That would be a marvelous idea. There are a couple out there right now that have Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I don't want just Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, I want, a targeted ETF. That's why you buy into ETFs. The only reason why people are buying into ETFs right now, crypto ETFs, is because there's a whole lot of hype behind, Ethereum and Bitcoin and, dare I say, Solana. Just saying, there's a lot out there. Cardano. There are a lot of ones out there that people are like, oh yeah, that needs to be an ETF. That needs to be an ETF, and they lose the idea of what an ETF is supposed to be. Right. So I want a mixed bag of cryptos if there's going to be an ETF. That's something that I might actually invest in, because that means somebody else can manage it. I'm not going to manage that. I'm spreading my risk and all that good stuff. But I like having an idea of, I've got some real estate. I've got some businesses. I've got some crypto. I've got some stocks. See where I'm going? Diversifying, my portfolio enables me to spread risk. If one goes down, something else might go up. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of say, I've got long and short-term investments that I can tap into when I need. Real estate is not a short-term investment. You put your money in real estate, that's a long-term investment, period. But a business, a shorter-term investment. Stocks, shorter term, right? Almost immediate. Crypto, immediate. Immediate. I don't have to wait for anybody to sell crypto, to buy crypto. I don't have to wait for the stock market to open. I don't have to do anything like that. So you're basically liquid. So doing something like that spreads my risk and gives me a little bit more to look at. Just saying, that's kind of what's in my brain about how I look at it. There's a new U.S. bill targeting crypto ATMs and the fraud that's around them. Apparently, there have been big problems. So Dick Durbin introduces legislation. He's Illinois Senator Dick Durbin introduces legislation to cap crypto ATM transactions and mandate refunds for fraud victims responding to a reported $110 million in losses since 2020. Now, the term ATM when it comes to crypto, not quite the same. Not quite the same. It's not the same thing. People like to think of it as the same thing. It's not, right? Because what you're doing is going to a machine, dropping in some money, and getting crypto. Well, sent to a wallet or something like that. I think there needs to be regulation around the crypto operators. I don't know that there should be, anything going on with regard to the amount of transactions or anything else like that. I understand that there would be some KYC, AML rules, KYC, know your customer, AML, anti-money laundering. But it offers a different way to onboard fiat into the crypto space. And I think that you are going to see an influx. You will see more ATMs out there. I do believe you'll see more. So there's a lot going on in that space. So I'm interested to see how that bill is written, what that bill does. Circle CEO calls for mandatory registration of stablecoin issuers in the United States. And this goes to the story that I shared with you last night, where Tether believes that issuers like Circle and others are trying to lobby for laws that would box them out of certain markets. If you're a stablecoin issuer, and I think it's going more toward US dollar backed or US dollar pegged, right? It levels the playing field. And I think Tether's got a point. If you want to come to market with something, don't cheat and try to use the law in your country to try to do something. Create a better product. Simple as that. And I firmly believe that, as time goes on, countries that do things like this to favor their local stable coins, they miss the point. When you think about that, they miss the point. The whole idea is to have something that's decentralized. If you're making me work with you, that's not being, decentralized. It's operating in a centralized fashion. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, because that means a single state can control you. And I think you will still see a whole lot of people just flock to USDT. And if you really stop and think about it, they already have. You're not going to stop Tether. Even if you cheat, I don't think you're going to stop Tether. I think if you cheat, you'll make Tether grow even more. So I think it's a stupid move by Circle to start asking for things like this. We know what they're trying to do. From a strategy perspective, I think that's a dumb strategy. I think they need to go back and think about that. Jeremy Allaire, don't do it. Don't do that. I actually like Circle, but this move is really, really bad. I think this is a move that could really drive people toward USDT. It's got the most pairs in the world. I can buy almost anything. It's actually preferred everywhere else in the world. Jeremy Allaire is just trying to change the landscape within the United States, because that won't fly in other places. Maybe Europe, because Europe's another one that's like, oh, Tether, you're algorithmic. Yeah, nothing's going to run for a really long time. They've got the most money. They're making billions in profits per month. Last quarter, they think they made $14.1 billion in profit. That means billions of profit per month. Okay? So when I look at the games, I just sit back and go, that's not a good game. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. Because people around the world don't want some government looking over their shoulder when they're using money that they've already worked hard for. Nope. So I think they lose in that one. And I don't think that's a smart move. I think the smart move would be come up with better products. Talk about how you actually handle pairing. Talk about how you're working with different exchanges. Talk about how fast you are, how much more reliable you are. Talk about your one-to-one, cash reserves. Do something like that. But trying to manipulate laws to take out, this is old school business tactics. I just think that old school business tactics now in this situation are going to wind up hurting strong companies. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. See if that works for you. Now, following up on the Bybit hack, $1.4 billion. That's still, my head is still spinning. But following up on that, Gate.io said, "Oh, we see you. We see you." So what they do? They've now implemented additional layers of security by leveraging Akamai and Cloudflare. Those are big security steps. Those are really big security steps. They also said that they've got a transparent proof of reserve audit that demonstrates they have a 128.58% reserve ratio. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, they're not playing games. I told you a few days ago, I told you when the hack happened, you're going to see other exchanges actually come out and have to make statements like this. They have to. They have to. And Gate.io smelled it in the air and said, oh, let's be one of the first to actually come out with something like that. Why? Because it makes them look good. That's why. You'll be like, oh, Gate.io has security. But you want to know what's really going to go on and popping? I think CZ is right. Changpeng's out. I believe he is correct. I believe that the future is in non-custodial wallets. This is why you see crypto exchanges moving and trying to make money in different ways. That's what they're trying to do. And the reason why is because the future of everyday crypto is going to be me walking into my favorite bodega, getting my bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, no ketchup on a roll with no ketchup, just reiterating, and my boost a little coffee on the side, and paying with crypto. Boop, boop, and I keep it moving. When I do that, boop, boop, I'm not doing it with a centralized exchange. I'm doing it with my non-custodial wallet. You want to know why? Because why should I pay twice? You know what happens when you use an exchange and you go use your funds, use your assets? You pay an exchange fee and you pay the network fee. No, I just want to pay the network fee. Boop, boop, done. I'm off to the races. That's what I want. I don't want anything else. Bye-bye. Go away. Go away. So that's why the future of crypto transactions really is going to be non-custodial wallets, which means we're going to be looking at security and we'll be looking at user interface design and user experience. How easy is it for me to walk into a store and boop, boop, and keep it moving? That store gets the money doggone instantly, and I'm out the door. They get their money. They don't have to wait for a credit card transaction, no bank transactions, nothing. They get their value on the spot. That's a big deal. That's what I'm talking about right there. All of it. So yeah, I'm paying attention to all this news from around the world. Why? Because what happens around the world is going to affect wherever you are in the world. This little blue marble is indeed that. Little. It used to be called the big blue marble. But with communications and technology, people are basically around the corner. They're around the corner. I can't just call you if you're in Singapore from the United States. I can video conference you. It's like we're right there. It's like I can almost shake your hand. That's what makes the world smaller. So again, this is why I bring you international news and not just local news, because local news is cute, but it's going to be a macro event that can affect you. Bybit is not a New York, a United States company. Certainly did affect the markets globally, didn't it? Yeah, that's what happened. The United States introduced tariffs twice. What happened? Boom, the whole market. Stocks and crypto. Boom, took a hit. Both times. Right? The significance of that is that crypto market is one market around the world. Not the stock market in New York or this market over here or this market. No, it's 24/7, 365, 366 on leap year. Something to pay attention to. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Let's do this. Boop, 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 boop. Let me get my notes out of the way. That's how you know I'm actually doing the work. You can actually see my notes. Today is Wednesday. What do we have? New home sales at 10 a.m. That's going to be a big deal. Tomorrow's more numbers. Friday's more numbers. This is a big economic week. But understanding new home sales, that's going to say a lot. No, I'm not expecting big numbers. DeFi Llama, we're under $110 billion in total value locked. Yeah. I need to be, as long as we're over 100, I'm a little bit happy, but I really want to be above 115. We were way higher. Look at that. We were way higher over here. So I am looking at where we could be later on. This right here, our fear and greed index, we're at 21. We were at 25 yesterday. We're at 21 now. That's going to change. I think the market's going to pick back up. Overselling, all that good stuff. It's just that you had a whole bunch of things happen all at the same time, right? You had the hack, you had the tariff talks, so you had a couple of things happen at the same time, and you had the whole thing around Libra because of Melee. Well, there you go. So you start to realize we had a trifecta of things that hit hard, and Solana's having a really hard time. Solana's having a really hard time because Solana's big business, their big development, came from meme coins. Everybody likes to brag about, oh my gosh, Solana this, Solana that, and they've got the most development. No, they have the most projects. Yeah, meme coins are projects, but they're not really projects, right? They're not doing anything. It's just a fake coin, and some little automated piece created the coin for you. You didn't really do anything. You didn't look at code to develop something. You didn't put security around it. You didn't do anything like that. And with Pump.Fund and other launch pads, they were able to create this whole environment where you've got nothing but sniping going on. Just saying, there are things that we could be paying attention to, and that's what I'm doing. When you look at XRP, yeah, it was down a little bit yesterday. What was it, 225 when I looked at it last? Now it's at 228. Is that a big move? No, not at all. Not even close. Not even close. But does it make me go, damn, I missed out on 6.37%? Where are you going to get that in the bank? What bank is giving you that in less than 24 hours? What bank is giving you that? None of them. None of them. So what am I looking at? The big board gives me an idea about who's moving and who's not, right? So Bitcoin, yes. Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Sui, Avalanche. Apparently Wyoming is thinking about doing their own stablecoin. I don't know why. What are like 4 people living in Wyoming? Give me a break. But they might look for their own stablecoin. Now they could be doing it because Wyoming is also one of the biggest places to actually do business. The whole trust thing, yeah. There could be reasons why in that space, but how much activity are you going to get? And there's so much competition happening over in the stablecoin space that I really do scratch my head sometimes. But Sui, Litecoin, Celestia, VeChain, is one of my favorites. You can see XDC and Quant over here making moves. Link is another one of my favorites. Yesterday was down a lot. Yesterday was down in the 14s, 13, 14s. Now it's above 15. You could have made some money. This is quick money. This is quick money. This is why I hold things. I have hodling wallets and I have trading wallets. HBAR is one that I pay attention to. Hyperliquid is another one I pay attention to. Pole is another one. There are a lot right here, and I just go, okay, I can see what's going on. And then I start paying attention to, well, what are you doing year to date? Year to date, you're down over 25% if you're holding Ethereum. You're down over 25%. What does that mean to me? An opportunity to buy. That's what that means to me. And I know I haven't shown you guys the GMB X Factor in a couple of days. I'll get back to it tomorrow. And the reason why is because we're doing a lot of work. I know that I'll be showing some stuff tonight. Just saying. I'll be able to show some stuff tonight. XRP for the year to date, only up 9.8%. In the past 24 hours, 4.49%. You see what I mean? This is why I look at all the numbers to see where could I have made money. If I invested last night, look at Litecoin. Is your jaw dropping? Does your jaw hurt? 17.71% in less than 24 hours. Huh. Litecoin is the biggest sleeper out there. The biggest secret out there about how you can make money. Litecoin. There you go with Sui, 6.21%. Toncoin, 6.62%. Now it's down to, I'm sorry, that must have been a mistake on their part. Now it's 3.46%. I'm just saying, there are places where you could have made money. Shiba Inu, 4.34%. Hedera, 7.45%. Polkadot, 9.73%. These are all things that why is that news big for Polkadot? It's big for Polkadot because Polkadot is having the SEC acknowledge their I think it was Canary Capital put forward an ETF for Polkadot. Mantra up 99.22% for the year. This right here is profit taking. That's what that is. That's profit taking. And yes, I've got a bag of Mantra. Dead serious. Thank you, Joaquin. He's the one that recommended it to me. He's another big bagger. And by the way, you should become a big bagger. We got some things going on. You'll hear about it tonight. On tonight's show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on tonight's show, the Crypto Overflow, I'll be showing some stuff and making a couple of announcements. 1 or 2 announcements. And the big baggers are going to be happy. The big baggers are absolutely going to be happy. So it's something that I think that we should be paying attention to. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, actually, did I miss anybody? Because I haven't been looking at it. Yo, Chicano, what's good? Everybody, thank you for your time and your patience. All right? Have a good one. Bye-bye.